Okay, welcome. We are going to talk about June 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. We'll start with the numerology. We'll hit on the astrology a little bit, I'm sure. And I do have the cards in hand, so we'll see if we are going to pull a couple of cards for the month of June. So let's start with the numerology. June is the sixth month of the year. So we are looking at the number six, absolutely, and taking that into account. Six is about love, the connections. So we could very well be deepening relationships during the month of June. Um, Deepening relationships, deepening commitments in relationships, partnerships, associations, realigning ourselves with, relighting that spark perhaps, or allowing new people to enter our lives, new best friends, new partnerships, new next door neighbors, new co-workers perhaps. Six is also about our health and our well-being. It's about our routines, and our mundane jobs. Okay, the things that give us that paycheck that allows us to have a roof over our head. Now the year is 2021, so when we add the 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, we get a 5 energy. The 5 energy is all about joy and happiness and giggles and laughter. It's also about creativity. It's about our own independence and speaking our mind and standing on our own 2 feet. A belief in ourself grows under a 5 energy. 5 energy is very quick moving. Things are always happening. Things are evolving. Things are changing at a rapid clip. And I'm sure when when we just go out to do our day-to-day jobs, we're understanding that under the 2021 energy, that every day the rules seem to change, and you have to read all the posters on the outside of stores in order to figure out what's happening that day. And rules are changing by the government every day of what's allowed, what's not allowed. So there's a lot of change that happens under a 5 energy. So we want to look at the 6 energy and bring in that change for happiness and joy, for romance, for celebration, for our creativity and growing our creativity. Maybe our self knowledge a little bit more so that we can be more capable of taking our talents and abilities to the next level. So when we add the 6 and the 5 together, it becomes an 11 energy. So that's a master number. So it's a very strong and potent energy. It's one that demands a lot more of us, but the successes are that much greater. So it is a beautiful energy to make some decisions in our life, make some commitments to our life, perhaps to somebody else, but more importantly to ourselves, about how we are going to create joy and happiness, giggles and laughters into our life, how we're going to expand our creativity, let out our inner expression in a new way, a new form, or maybe in a more enhanced way of letting out our talents and abilities, the unique us. The 11 energy is about making that commitment and, giving it the focus and the attention it needs. So it's something that you want to do each and every day. You want to set out a time block of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, but whatever it is, you want to give yourself that time, and you can see great energy and great growth when you do this under the month of June, because June is all about, um, you know, the crops grow, the baby animals grow. It's about getting ready, seeing the the fruition of our planted seeds, so to speak, and to grow them, mature them, and to prepare ourselves for the harvest, because we know the harvest will be coming. So the harvest of our thoughts, our wishes, our dreams, our desires, our passions are our seeds. And so we'll have the solar eclipse. So planting those seeds and then working throughout the summer to grow and strengthen our passions, our desires, our goals, our dreams. So June is a very, magical month for us in many ways. Now we go into June of 2021 under a Mercury retrograde. And that'll probably be until probably the third week in June. We'll have that. But by the time June is over, we'll have Jupiter and we'll have Saturn and I believe Neptune all in retrograde. So towards the end of June, we're going to be a little bit more wanting to pull back, relaxation. Maybe plan a trip with the family. Let your hair down. Don't look at the big investments you've got to do right now, or big cost factors. Make it simple. Make it simple, and it's more about the connection with the people, more of the connection with yourself, and getting to know people better and getting to know yourself better. Growing your talents, your abilities, but letting your hair down, relaxation, going on a trip, those kinds of things, I think towards the end of June when everything is retrograde, because it'll be prompting us to slow down. It'll be prompting us to evaluate things that we need to change in our life, things that we need to transform in our life, things that we need to step into in our life. Let's grab a couple of cards, shall we? So all decisions need to be considered carefully. We don't want to jump the gun. We don't want to be too spontaneous in a summertime energy. In a spring energy, perhaps, but in the summertime energy, we want our thinking to be grounded. So take off your shoes and walk barefoot on the grass, and feel, concentrate on the feeling of being grounded, of taking that energy from the earth and revitalizing yourself, strengthening yourself. Bonfires, okay? Ask yourself quietly, around a bonfire, ask yourself quietly a question and just let words, pictures, thoughts, sounds come to you and see what kind of answers it reveals. And that's actually called fire scrying. If you want to do something like that, or perhaps write down something, a question, let's call it a burning question, shall we? And write it down and put it in the fire and see what comes back to you from that question that you've asked God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, the creator, the divine energy that surrounds you. Stop and smell the flowers, okay? Get some bouquets of flowers. Go out and pick those wildflowers and make a bouquet for your kitchen table or your office. It's celebrating growth. It's celebrating your senses. Okay, summertime is all about your senses. You smell the grass when everybody has their lawnmowers out. You smell the rain, and you smell after a rain the beauty, the aromas, the fragrances that come out of the ground, the flowers, the trees, the grass, the dirt even, right? We tend to think that we are closest to the sun. Under the summer solstice, we're actually the furthest away. Look at this. We got the Six of Wands. It all depends on, it doesn't really matter how far or close we are to the sun for our seasons. It's more of our axis that we are on, our degrees of axis to the sun that really does that. So we're actually I think we're further away. And the summer solstice usually happens on, I believe, the 20th, the 21st, or the 22nd. The 22nd is extremely rare. I think we had one in 1975. And then I think it's 2203 or something is the next time it'll happen on the 22nd. This year, I think it's like, I've heard some people say it's mid-afternoon. I've heard some people say it's closer to the evening on the 20th. But it's when the sun reaches that point of Cancer. So we have the Six of Wands here. And the Six of Wands says, you know what? It's time to pat yourself on the back. It's time to realize that you are outstanding, that you have done a good job, that you are more than capable, that there have been successes in your past. in your present and will be again in your future. This tells you not to take off the armor, that you need to be prepared for the next challenge, the next battle, the next conquest. So stay in full uniform. It's not a time really for the month of June. I think towards the end of June, we want to relax because all the planets will be in retrograde. But going into June, I think especially when we hit that solar eclipse, that we want to we want to step into new experiences, new journeys, new perhaps risk taking in, within reason, right? We want to think it through, but risk taking, absolutely. And we're serious here. We've got the full armor on and everything, so it's serious action that we want to take towards our goals and dreams. Do not rest on your laurels. So we'll put that card back in, but we'll see what actually does come out for the month of June for us. And it's very much a water energy when it's a summertime energy. Okay, going with the flow, seeing what evolves. So get around moving water, especially, okay, if you can. Because that, and breathe in the energy from that. Feel the energy of that moving water. Okay, look at this, the Four of Swords. Okay, so first of all, no risk taking. Okay, this card in the first place always says we have to mind our health, our well-being. Now that is the sixth energy, our health and well-being, isn't it? This card is saying, yes, we may want to lay down. We may need to recuperate. We may need to take off some of that armor. We may need to prepare ourselves to step on a new path, a new environment. Something completely different from what we were used to. So maybe hanging up some weapons and dreaming of your tomorrow and what you want to do, become, step into, transform, manifest in your life. We have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles says, the King of Pentacles is kind of like, he takes some old ideas and he kind of messes around with the new things that are out there. And when he brings them together, it's just like an eruption. So yeah, we do go to the tried and true, but we also have to think outside the box when we are. So it's kind of a balancing act there, isn't it? But his crown is a living vine. So you have to keep thinking of new ideas, new, and expanding your minds, expanding. So self-knowledge is probably a very key thing. If we can learn something, if we can do something. I take courses, I'm used to be an avid reader, but I really can't find the time to read. I do read a little bit at night, but by no means am I getting a book a day in, like, the millionaires tell you to book a day. But I do listen to the audio tapes, and I do take courses online that are audio formatted so that I can drive and take my courses then. So I'm taking a course right now, actually. Just got my test results, 8 out of 10. Not perfect, but it's a pass, and we'll keep on going through. This is to bring in abundance into your life. This is, it could be a new business venture. It could be you want to set your sights on a new job or a different career, or perhaps abundance for you is your spirituality grows, or maybe it's a relationship that grows. Whatever it means for you. Maybe it's your health and well-being. Maybe that is great abundance for you if you are feeling strong and capable. That's what your goal is, to feel healthy and well and alive. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is very much about, taking a look around and seeing just how great you are. Seriously, stop and pat yourself on the back. And, this is when we kind of raise the bar on ourselves. We can do better. We can give more time or energy or resources towards our goals, towards our dreams, in order to grow them the way we want to grow them, the way we want to expand them, the way we want to manifest them in our life. So it is a little bit about contemplation here, and asking ourselves how we can raise the bar on ourselves. Where can we put more focus or time or energy, or maybe it's finances towards it, in order to grow it. But then there's this part about, it's hard work and it's going to be long term, and it's about rolling up your sleeves and doing your due diligence and having a patience with yourself and giving it 110% and seeing what the outcome is. So start June 1st and don't look up again till June 30th, and look back and go, wow. Because you will go, wow. We'll grab another one here. Eight of Wands, expanding the horizon to your dreams, your goals, your desires. To take off the blinders and see what is really available to you. I lived a very sheltered childhood. And so, I only thought there was like 7 or 8 jobs out there in the world that somebody could do. So I was very limited. By the time I got out of high school and realized that there was this plethora of, anything you wanted out there. There was like, I had already gone through high school and taken all the wrong courses for the majority of things that I would have had, you know, a wonderful passion for some job choices out there that I had no idea about. Now, I had blinders on, and the blinders were that was just part of my environment, not opening me up to what the possibilities were. It was just the generics. Be a teacher or a nurse, or, very, very generic. So this card is asking you to take off those blinders, rip off those blinders, really take a look around to all that is really truly available to you, and see where you can start. And on many things, I've always they've turned into hobbies for me, each and every one of them. And look at this, the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles has been showing up more and more in all of our readings, and it is walking us through the month of June, to asking us to make sure that our relationships are give and take, win-win situations, that we support each other, we love each other, we have empathy for each other, we cheer for each other, we pick each other up, and we help each other dust off the dirt of a failure or something gone wrong, a friendly ear, whatever it may be in the relationship. Make sure it is a two-way street for you. Make sure that you are not always the one giving, and for goodness sakes, please make sure that you are not the one always taking. So in your relationships, are you giving enough of yourself? Are you holding back in some way? Are you giving too much of yourself? Do you need to hold back in some way? Do you need to have conversations with people in your life about where the relationship is going, what it means, where you're at, where you want to see it grow, where you want to see it, where you want to see the prosperity? Should we grab a mantra card for the month of June and have a mantra? Why not? So June, being in 11 energy, it has so much potential to bring in successes quite quickly, I might add. But it involves 110% commitment. It involves focus, dedication, rolling up our sleeves, and most importantly, it's imperative that we cut away the things that no longer have value in our life, the things that burden us, weigh us down, are just not good for us. That could be an old habit or behavior, and this is a time to explore new options. Sensuality, express your sensuality. June is the sixth month of the year. June is the number 6. The number 6 is about relationships and growing those relationships deeper, strengthening those relationships, making commitments within those relationships, taking some serious steps perhaps within relationships. But the sensuality here is very much about exploring the world with all your senses. and really becoming one. The taste, the smell, the aroma, the sight of it, listening to it. Also, your intuition is very strong when we have sensuality here. Sensuality and love. So, a heightened awareness of touch, smell, taste, hearing, and your feelings. Um, Take advantage of what life has to offer and live it with love and passion. Okay, this is the time to experiment in life, make great discoveries of mind, body, and spirit, fulfilling desires, enjoying ultimate contact with another, become self aware, your uniqueness and authenticity. The mantra is, I live life to the fullest with passion and love. What a beautiful mantra to have for the month of June. I live life to the fullest with passion and love. That is so a 6 energy. Oh my goodness. We're going to get an animal. Why not? Let's get an animal for June 2021 and see who shows up here for us. Cards are flying. Look at this giggle. So there's the 5 energy. The other card shows the 5 energy. Giggle, laugh, celebrate, have fun, let your hair down. Find something to enjoy, okay? We come home from work, we're exhausted, and somebody says, hey, you want to get together? And you're like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just going to call it an early night. And no, get dressed, go out, or Zoom the meeting or whatever you need to do. But it's about creating giggles and laughter in your life. Passed right by the deer. There we are. Giggle, laugh, smile, comedy, fun, and play. Live and work, but don't forget to play. To have fun in life and really, really enjoy it. So deer is telling you to giggle. Don't allow your laughter to be stifled by life's difficulties and pains. Smiling is a start, and oftentimes a giggle follows. Giggle is something we notice with young children. And so we have the 3 energy starting out in Gemini, and then we'll go to Cancer, of course, for June. So that 3 energy is very childlike. It is about the giggles and the laughter. So it's allowing your inner child to come out and just enjoying life. Just giggle. Just giggle. And it does something to you when you just sit there and quiet. You don't want to maybe do this on a bus or in transit or something, or maybe in the middle of the office. People might, offer you some help and guidance and some therapy. But when you're by yourself, absolutely just start to giggle and see what it does to your whole body. You will be amazed at how fast a giggle can entice your entire body to start to feel motivated to step into doing something that's going to just increase your happiness, your joy. Maybe it is cleaning out a closet or something. So being childlike and giggling releases stress. The essential part of your daily life should include smiles and laughter, humor and giggles. Read, tell a joke, turn on a comedy. Before you know it, the giggles will become natural to you. And don't worry so much about the judgment of others, unless, of course, you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you start to just start to giggle. That could maybe, go south for you. Create a playful environment at work and at home, and know that you cannot motivate somebody else, but that comes from within each person. But we just need to plant the seed, water it, remember to fertilize, and watch those blooms appear. Spend more time with people who make you smile and laugh, less with those who make you sad or irritated or full of anxiety or fear. Surrounding yourself with happy people creates a happy life. The world can be changed. Your world can be changed. And it can be as simple as smiling at someone who looks sad, waving in a car that's having a difficult time turning, offering a hug, to a perfect stranger who maybe is having a bad day. Some may call it pay it forward or a random act of kindness, and some call it a normal part of their day. What happens with each of these acts is it creates a ripple, and that effect raises the vibration of the entire planet. And that ripple can start with you. So start to giggle. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.